Hi yogis. Well, I'm feeling bittersweet as I come to the mat today to record my very final sequence in this space. So for all of you who have been with me on this journey here in San Francisco, thank you. It is with you with whom I first started, made my very first videos. So a lot of you have been with me right from the beginning, so I thank you for that, and I look forward to the next chapter, to seeing where the next series of videos will be recorded. Let's make it a really nourishing practice, a slow practice, a yin-inspired practice with long holds, but not too intense, just kind of 5 to 8 breaths per pose. Let's come into a comfortable seat to start. Let's do a grounding mudra. Take your peace fingers and set them to the earth on either side of you. A mudra is a hand gesture with intention. As your fingers press into the earth, sits bone, our root chakra, grounding, we root to rise, supported and safe. Allow your jaw, your forehead, your face to relax as you come into your own personal space of quiet, of centeredness, and inner strength. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Gather your palms together at your heart. To set a positive vibration for our practice, we'll open with one Om. Take a nice deep breath in, fill up full. Bow forward, look to your fingertips. The divine in me sees and greets the divine in you. Rest your palms to your knees, tuck your chin to your chest, and slowly begin to circle out the crown of your head. Just waking up your neck, your eyes can close again. At the end of your next rotation, gently reverse directions. Gently returning back to neutral. Hinging from your waist, reach opposite shoulder to opposite knee, lengthening your spine as you come forward, and then curl your back as you go around the back. And change directions. And return. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, stretch to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Stay here. Any movements that feel good. Could be your hand or your forearm on the ground. You can turn your head and your neck. You could bend the elbow. You could straighten it. Anything that feels good. This nourishing practice just for you. sweep down and around to the other side. Circle the right arm over your ear. And same thing, do a little scan of your whole body. Where do you need a little softness, a little release, a little extra stretch and breath? Your neck is working, it's holding up your head. Just a little bit. Take one more breath. And then circle down. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, twist over to the right. Left wrist to the outside of your right knee. The right hand comes to the back, or you can hook it around to your inner thigh. Big breaths in and out. Inhale back through center, both arms high. And change, exhale. Each inhale, sit a little taller. And each exhale, twist a little deeper. Breathing in fresh air and energy and intention. Breathing out old, stale, dark, languishing energy. Inhale, come back through center, both arms high. As you exhale, reach back behind you and interlace your hands. Give your shoulders a little rinse. Shift a little side to side. Pull your arms back. As you lift your heart hinge forward, fold. Keep rinsing your arms. And release. And release. Change the cross of your legs. Roll up your shoulders. Any other movements here that feel good. And then come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together. Fingers behind you. Press down into the earth. Lift your hips. Come sit closer to your feet. Take a breath here. And then straighten out your legs. Straighten out your legs. Step your right foot to the floor. And fold your right foot in, Janushirasana A. Right foot tucks into your left thigh. Big breath in, open your heart. As you breathe out, fold over your leg. This is a yin-inspired practice, so there's no forcing, there's no straining. Let your hands, fingers turn up to the sky as you just surrender. Little yes, yes, no, no with your head and your neck. Drop heavier and heavier, and let's take 5 more breaths. Slowly start to walk back up. As you come up, step your right foot to the mat and straighten it out. Step the left foot to the mat and fold it in. Left foot tucks to your right inner thigh. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, fold. You could be sitting onto a block here. Could be resting your forearms onto blocks. Just don't force. Let your body just hang out wherever it naturally wants to land. Close your eyes. And enjoy the stretch. 5 more breaths. Slowly return. Step your left foot to the mat, straighten it out. Feet together, big toes touching. Big breath in, Paschimottanasana. Exhale, fold. Again, flip your palms to face up. Fold over your leg any amount. Head is heavy, neck is totally relaxed. Can you relax a little bit more and sink in a little deeper for 5 more breaths? Check your jaw, your forehead, your shoulders, and relax a little deeper. And then very slowly begin to walk your way back up. As you walk back up, step on your right foot and then fold the right foot in, this time for like a wide leg Janu Shirasana. Slide the left palm face up along the inside of your left leg. Right hand to your rib cage and then right hand to the back of your head. And press your head into your hand as you lift to look up. Stay there, or stretch the right arm over your ear, or maybe bring it to bind. Neck is working a little bit, head is lifted. Right side body stretching, underside of your left leg stretching. Let's take 5 more breaths. Gently roll your chest to face the floor. Frame your left leg, one hand on either side of it. Take a breath in, lift your heart, pull your belly in to prepare. And as you exhale, fold over that leg. Same thing, palms face up. There's no effort. There's just stretch, surrender, and release. Every once in a while, scan your body for any stiffness or tension that you're holding. And let that soften and release. On your next inhale, come up halfway. Walk both hands behind your left leg and twist. Just take a good breath here and then release. And return. Come back. Fold both feet in, Baddha Konasana. Lift your hips. Straighten out the right leg. Keep the left foot tucked in nice and close. Slide the right palm along the inside line of your right leg. Left hand to your ribs. Roll open your heart. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bring the left hand to the back of your head. Press your head into your hand as you lift up and open. Stay there, or whatever you wish to do with that left arm, go ahead, do that. Take 5 more breaths. Slowly rotate your chest down to the earth. Frame your right leg, one hand on either side of your leg. Pull belly in, lift your heart, breathe in, shoulders back. And exhale as you fold over your leg, flip your palms to face up. This is a mudra of offering, of surrender, of letting go. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth and drop in a little deeper. On your next breath, walk your hands back behind the right leg. Take your twist and return. As you come back, Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. And then open out your legs. Upavishta Konasana, wide leg fold. Legs are open wide. You can again put your hands behind you to lift your hips. This intensifies the pose. Flex your feet. Keep working your thighs out even as you walk forward. Stop when you feel that red light go on. Stay, hold. And if it feels okay for you, you keep going. Stopping when it's enough. Hold, breathe, and keep going when that feels good. Slowly begin to walk back. As you come back, fingertips to the backs of your knees. Draw your knees gently in towards each other. You can take a little windshield wiper here. Let your knees fall gently side to side. And then cross your legs, the shins, come up onto your knees. Come to the back of your mat. As you inhale, rise high. As you exhale, Anahatasana, melting heart pose, but we don't stay. Just introduce it and crawl back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, walk forward, dropping your chest towards the earth, and then come back. This next time we will hold it. Big breath in. As you breathe out, keep your hips lined up over your knees so the hips don't slide forward or back. You could rest your chest onto a block or a pillow. Hold and breathe. Now slowly, to release, come all the way down onto your belly. Set your forearms beneath your shoulders. Walk out your legs. Reach your heart forward, your shoulders back, chin back. So our neck is not sticking out. We're actually working to line up our ears over our shoulders. Gently release, make a pillow with your forearms, rest your forehead onto your forearms, and bend and sway your knees, your feet. Release your feet, stretch your right arm out to the side, roll onto the right side of your body, and then scoot your hips over to the left. Set your head onto the floor, a pillow or a block. Left fingertips to the floor as you roll your chest open. You could bend your knees to walk, step them on the mat. Keep working to roll open. You're trying to get a stretch through the right shoulder. You don't have to step on your knees. Your whole body could be lying on its side, facing the left. Gently return to your belly. Roll onto your front and change sides. So stretch the left arm out. Roll onto the left side of your body and then scooch over towards the right edge of your mat. Bend one or both knees. Bring the top hand around to your low back if that feels good. And just stop when it's enough. You could also stay in like a half fetal pose. Just holding poses allows the prana to get in and through the fascia, releasing and surrendering some of that tension we hold, the places that get stuck. As you release, come back. Let's come back to Sphinx pose. Elbows beneath the shoulders, all 10 fingers spread wide. Stay like this. If your back is tight, this is really good. Otherwise, middle fingers turn out to 10 and 2 o'clock. Press into the mat, lift up for seal pose. Keep lifting up through the low back. Keep dropping the shoulders back and down. And keep that turtle head tucked back, ears lined up over your shoulders. For me, that's too intense. So I'm going back to Sphinx, but you go, if you want more still from your seal pose, you can walk your hands in closer to your body. Really working to open up across the front of your shoulders and chest. Let's take 3 more breaths. And release. Make that pillow again. Bend your knees, let your feet sway side to side. Good. Set your feet down. Press your left forearm down into the mat. Left forearm presses down, but the upper arm lifts up. Bend the right knee. Reach back, find your foot. Draw your right heel towards your right glute. Stay like this, or if it's available to you, spin your fingertips so that your fingers point towards your shoulders and your elbow lifts up to the sky. Hold a few breaths. Deep stretch for the right knee. Try not to let the knee fling out to the side. And release and change. Set your knees together as you draw the heel up towards your glute. Always get a cramp on this one. Right forearm presses down, right upper arm lifts up. Release. Once again, make a pillow and sway your feet. Slowly walk back. Come high up onto your knees. You could curl your toes. Inhale, rise up, reach the right arm up and back. Tap your heel and return. Inhale, left arm up, back, tap your heel. Both arms, big breath in. As you breathe out, arms back, maybe sit back, find your heels. Lift up, back bend, or hands to your lower back. This is a much more gentle option. Any version that's good for you, take that. And release, child's pose. Feet together, hands by your heels, fold. 4, 3, 2, 1, Now from here, open your knees, big toes touch. Crawl over to the right. Give the left side of your body a nice stretch. And change sides. Crawl over to the other side. And return. Now for our juiciest pose of the day, frog pose. Roll in your mat on either side. This is going to give your knees some extra cushioning. Your option is to take a very wide leg, child's pose. Big toes touch, sit on your heels, and fold forward. Or for frog pose, your knee lines up directly over your ankle with the toes pointing to the sides. Open as wide as is, I want to say comfortable, but comfortable is not really going to be a good word. But somewhere that you think you can hold. So stay there. You want to not lean forward and not lean back. Try to get centered over your legs. See if you can come to your forearms. We're going to be here a little longer than we've done on the other poses because A, it takes a little while to get into it, and B, once you're into it, your body will, if you soften, if you find a place that you can reasonably hold, it will find more space. The longer we stay here, the more accessible it will be. So as you set up the pose, play a tiny bit forward, a tiny bit back. See if you can figure out where center is, and then just breathe into that. Deep breaths in and full breaths out, nourishing inside and out. We're going to be here 5 more breaths. See if you can find a tiny bit more space without straining or pulling. Okay, now to come out. Come back onto your hands. Bring your big toes to touch. Walk back. And gently walk your knees in towards each other. Once you've done that, press your mat. Let's come onto our backs. Very gently, keep your knees close together. As you settle onto your mat, drop your knees in towards each other. Cross your right arm over top your left. Pull your shoulders apart, and then just pause here a moment. Just breathe. Good. Release. Let's just do the other side. Cross your other arm over top. Pull the shoulders apart. Your knees are still knock-kneed. And release. Lift your knees up, tabletop position. Cross your right knee over your left. You could stay like that, or if you have the eagle legs and you want to double wrap, you can do that. Lift your hips, scooch them to the right as your knees drop over to the left. Press your right shoulder into the mat, your right ear to the mat. Close your eyes and breathe. Take 2 more breaths. And come back to center. Uncross your legs. Center your hips. Cross the left leg over top or bring them to double wrap. Lift your hips, scooch them over to the left, and then let them fall to the right. Your left ear and your left shoulder to the mat. Slowly return. As you come back to center, give them a squeeze, hug everything in. And then legs up to the sky, Viparita Karani. You could come right up against a wall. That would be the yummiest variation. You could take a headstand, you could take a shoulder stand, or you could stay with me here in an unsupported waterfall. Take about 10 breaths here. Just allowing gravity to work in the opposite direction, bringing freshly oxygenated blood to flow freely to our head and to our heart. If you do not have a shoulder stand in your practice, please do not try it today. Let's take an extra 10 breaths. If you're in a shoulder stand, you can do halasana. And then slowly, if you're in shoulder stand, release all the way down first. If you're in waterfall, we're all going to meet in a happy baby pose. Give yourself a little rock and roll side to side. And then hold in stillness, maybe straighten out one leg, the other leg, and maybe both legs. Just do what feels good. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Draw your feet towards your heart. And if you have any other final movements that you need to do, go ahead, take those now. We will meet in Shavasana. Take a big breath in, fill up full, full, full. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Give everything a shake and a wiggle, let it all come to release and relax. Let's take 10 or 15 breaths here. Just really drop into a space of quiet, nourishing surrender and release. Keeping your eyes closed, begin to deepen your breath, to swallow. New movement back to your fingers and toes, rolling out your wrists, your ankles, turning your head side to side and back to center. For a full body stretch, reach your arms and legs in opposite directions. Slide your legs together and point and flex your toes. And then hug your knees in close to your body. Give yourself a good squeeze. Taking your time, make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Your back tall and straight, palms together at your heart. Our final practice in this space. So much gratitude to each of you for being there to share this journey with me. We take a moment to give thanks for all that we have, to send love and healing to all those who need it. And let's seal in our practice with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Intending warm and loving thought, speech, and intention. Namaste. Thank you so much, my friends. No matter where we are in the world, when we unroll our mat, we come home to us. See you next time.